Okay, so I overheard a little bit when you were talking to the Washington Post, and you said that you've never been to the 5 o'clock club. And I know that's not true.
I never went to the 5 o'clock. You can tell. I got witnesses.
I shared a golf cart with you from Russ Grimm's Canton up to his 5 o'clock club tent party in the hall after he was enshrined in the Hall of Fame.
Well, maybe at the Hall of Fame I did. I will admit that. But I thought you meant when I was coaching and they had the original 5 o'clock club. I wasn't in that one. They didn't invite me.
So Fred Smoot, he swears by this, that in 2003, he's one of the reasons that you came back. That he was able to put in the word to Dan Snyder to help bring you back. Can you describe what that wooing stage was like, that phone call, or did he come in the plane?
I got to tell you, what happened with Smoot, this is the absolute truth. My wife was listening to a radio show. And it was sports, and it was, all of the coaching change had just taken place and everything. And they had Smoot on there. And she came to me and she goes, "Hey, this guy, this guy that plays corner for the Redskins, is Smoot." He said, "Hey, they ought to bring Joe Gibbs back here." And I can remember that. I got Fred Smoot's one of my favorites. I got to tell you, I love Fred. And I appreciate that. And so anyway, we wound up coming back.
So Dan just showed up.
No, Dan. Actually, it was kind of a wild thing the way it took place. It was mutual friends and talked about a few things, and I think I may have said something like, "Hey, I'm seriously considering." I had my son Coy that was thinking about coming back to coaching, and everything that kind of took place in my life. And I kind of mentioned something like that, and I think just one thing led to another.
You're like, "My child is such a disaster. I'll come back and fix it."
Yeah, but I got to tell you, the great thing about coaching here, you coach in the greatest sports city in the world, as far as I'm concerned. That team is very important to Washington. It was great coaching someplace where NFL, football, the Redskins are really important. So that was a big deal.
So obviously the Redskins are 0-2 right now. Now in 1984 and 1989, you both started 0-2.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what that week of practice was like.
I think the thing about getting off to a bad start, the players know it, and part of what happens to them is everybody in town is talking about it, particularly here. People, the papers are writing about it. The sports guys are talking about it, and they're hearing that all the time. And so it does, in a way, kind of give you, impetus, and you're in something where you're a professional. You want to do this for your life and living. The Redskins mean a lot to you. And so all of that is a lot of importance. I think it gives you a real drive. And all of that kind of plays together in Washington. And I think our guys will give a great effort from here on out. I think, and they think they did the first 2 weeks, just got off the bad starts.
So I remember you talking about, even when this happened, you need to go back to fundamentals. You learn how to catch, you learn how to throw, you learn how to tackle, and it seems hard that after a whole training camp you don't get that down.
Yeah, I think it's strictly up to the coaching staff. I wouldn't attempt to tell the coaches here that you got one of the premier coaches in the league, somebody that's been to Super Bowls. Like I mentioned, you got Bruce. Dan's done a good job putting everything together. You got the right people leading this, and so they'll find the right formula. And I think we're going to come roaring back. And I think the other good thing is the division. There's nobody in the division right now got off to a great start.
Right. So do you still realize that you're basically the godfather of the Redskins Nation? When anything goes bad, we're so temperamental, then you just have to say one little quote and we all calm down for at least a week. Do you still feel that?
No, and I don't think that's true. Godfather, I like that. I've never heard that before. But, my grandson the other day, I'll tell you this one. He's riding in the back of the car, my youngest, and he was the only one in the car, and we've been down there with all the grandkids, and he said this to me in the back seat. He goes, "Coach." I went, "What, Jet?" And he goes, "How come you didn't have kids?" That was all he saw was grandkids. And I went, "Jet, I did. It was your dad and Uncle JD." And he goes, "Oh." So anyway, godfather, grandfather. I am a grandfather, I can tell you that.
So we'll end on this. I wrote 2 jokes to roast you, and I want you to give me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good you think it is.
Okay, 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
You got it.
You know, I heard Joe Gibbs considering Al Saunders to write his biography, but then he realized no one wants to read a 3,000-page book.
That's pretty good, I gotta tell you. Give me the other one and
Okay.
I'll rate him. That's pretty good. That's probably an A. That's probably an A.
So we've all heard the story when Mark Brunell saved Joe Gibbs' life at a restaurant. He was recruiting the 58-yard quarterback at the time. But where was Brunell when Coach really needed saving from choking? Like in Super Bowl 18 when Marcus Allen was filming his Hall of Fame reel.
That one, that first one you gave me is an 8. I'd say that's about a 6.
I'll take it. Thanks, Coach.
You got it.